started. And with that, let's go to the first part of it. Okay, sorry. Yeah, go ahead. So can you just give us a brief introduction about yourself?
Yeah, I am Rajalakshmi Sridharalai's Bhargavi. So I'm an housewife. I have two kids, and my husband is working as a full-time employee in USA, and we are currently living in Texas. And uh, the thing, do I need to tell about my baking started?
Yes, we will get to that baking. Yes. So let me before we start with the baking, let's first learn a little bit about yourself. Tell me a little about yourself before you reinvented yourself with Yumlicious Treats.
Me, I'm like an before marriage. I was like I was living with my parents, and I was studying biomedical instrumentation engineering in Coimbatore, Avinash Lingam University, and uh, and then after the marriage, I thought of doing the work. Once coming to the, actually we first located in Denver. We came to the US, Denver, USA, and then we didn't get a chance to. I didn't get a chance to work here because we were in L1, L2, but because of the housewife taking care of the husband, it was like new zone for me. Leaving my parents alone in India, I don't feel like staying outside of India, away from India, without my parents, because I'm like more home kid. I will be with
Right.
my mom every time. Whenever during the school days or the college days, I used to be living closer to them. So I used to like during the leave time or the summer vacation or the whatever, like 10 days, if they leave, immediately I'll pack up and then go to my home place, and then be with my parents. My mom, she cooks yummy, and I love her food. For that itself, I don't want to leave her because she take cares of me so much. And my dad, he is like good gem of the person. So but after leaving my parents and staying in USA with my husband, it was like hectic for me. Every time I used to cry in the night time why I left my parents. I'm like, I used to call them continuously, like even if they sleep during that around 2 p.m. to that time, I'll be calling them, mama, tell me this, tell me that. I'll be confused because first time running the kitchen alone with the husband, and I don't know even how the tur dal and chana dal will be. We too don't know the differentiation. Like my brother used to make a fun out of me because during that time he'll be with my parents. He used to still, he'll make fun out of me when I am doing cooking. I still, he told me that you still, I know that you will be like getting confused with the dals and everything. How come you are cooking and now you are baking? It's became like an fraction of second. It's became like from this to that.
Awesome, awesome. I'm sure a lot of the people will connect with what you said, because I think it's every person when they kind of move to a new place, it's a lot of change in their lives. They're used to some comfort of home and it's a new territory. And yes, post marriage, that's a big change as such. So I can totally relate, and I'm so glad you brought this out because I'm sure many of us will agree. So next, what was the turning point or event that made you decide you want to start this ambitious treats and bake cakes?
So what happened is actually my husband, he doesn't eat egg cakes. So from my school days till my college, before the marriage, after marriage, doing the like functions, like when we go to the friends party, like get together or birthday party, I used to have the egg cakes. I don't feel the difference between the egg and the eggless. So my husband, whenever the cake comes, he'll be give it to me. Why you are giving it to me? Because he don't like egg cakes. So like, okay, during my after the wedding, for my first marriage, around after the marriage, like my 25th year, he bought me from somewhere place, I don't know where it is, from online. He searched somewhere else, and he got the eggless cake because he wanted to eat with me. So when we were cutting it, so I was like, wow, okay, now I understood like how struggling it will be, because even if he like it, if the kids are eating, if in future, if my kids having the birthday party, and if I make it, if he likes to eat it, it will be tough. It will be so enjoyable for him, right? His kid's birthday, so he can enjoy themselves, like So what happened is, like, when my daughter was second year, 2 year old, we planned to celebrate a birthday party in our house, just with the two families, known families. So we thought, okay, let me try the cake. So I tried it. It was the first time as an eggless treasure shake. It doesn't. They don't even. I never felt the treasure shake because I had it with my one of my friend's house. She made the treasure shake. Her name is Pushpa. She made it. I loved her treasure shake. It was like so juicy, and mine was like so hard. I was like continuously struggling. What is happening? Why the milk is not soaking it up? Why I kept it as per the instruction, putting in the fridge, and it became hard. It didn't become soft. So I was like, okay, let me try. I Because of that passion, slowly, my interest towards a cake started. One by one, I used to test it out. So after moving from Denver to Texas, I was having a new friends, and we used to have a lot of get-togethers and everything. So during that time, whenever they ask for dessert, I'll be the first person to make the cake. I said I will make the cake. So in that way it started. So even for the friends party, I used to make the cake. For whatever the thing, I used to make the cake. So it became passion, and it's like slowly started more growing more on me. So I was like learning more, exploring more in the Google and YouTube. So many things I searched. But finally, I used to work it out for myself. And with my kid's birthday, I used to make myself more professional. So with that, it started it. And during my daughter's sixth birthday, where when we were celebrating the birthday party, I was like planning to do something different. So I thought, okay, let me make the vanilla cake with black forest or something, like something I made, like vanilla cake with cherry filling and some like buttercream, or inside was whipped cream, and with the fillings on it. So when I made that cake, everyone loved it. As usual, my daughter said, Amma, I don't like it. Because her friends were not liking it, she said, Amma, I don't like it. Okay. Then, but because of that, my friend daughter, she loved it, and my friend also said, Bhargavi, can you make the cake for my daughter? That was the first order. The unicorn cake was my first order. So after that onwards, it slowly by mouth, people started telling about me, like I do make, and that too, I do make eggless cake. I don't do gelat. I don't use gelatins as well. So with that, people are like more, because some people are like some people like Jane, some people like us, like I'm a Brahmin. So like us, so many people are there. So they want, and some people are egg allergies. Even for them also, it will be like more suitable, right? So they used to get the cakes from me. Like mostly, my hit flavor was the rasmalai flavor. I I never tasted rasmalai dessert in my life, and never tried also. Like with the YouTube and with the Google, that's a support for me. With that itself, I tried. With that, it came out.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. I actually really was touched by the whole, story of why you started it. Basically, you wanted to have that, share the cake with your husband, and, not being able to do that kind of made you think in these lines. That's a fantastic message. And I like the transformation and how, totally get how kids are very choosy and how you get to experiment more
Still,
different cakes.
still, they are like, even my little one, whenever I makes, like previous, like recently, one of my friend son first birthday, I made a two-tier cake. Bottom was, it's like an butterscotch, and top was a kaju katli. And they had an outside desserts like donuts and cupcakes. So what happened is, like people were coming more and more. They were not ready to cut it, so they were waiting for the guests to come completely and filled up. So once the guests come, they started cutting it. During the time, my son secretly went in and got the donut. I said, "Did you eat the cake?" His expression was. But when I asked my daughter, Amma, I love the butterscotch more. I ate both the flavors, but I love kaju katli more. But I was like surprised. She also like trying to eat my cakes, and she is my best critics every time. She is like, Amma, I like this. Whenever the color differentiation, she'll be, whatever the thinking, I will ask, Arna, can you come here? What, Amma, color differentiation? Okay, I'll tell you. This is the right color. This is the best color. This you have to add a little bit more. She is getting more I'm getting more advantage from her, like asking all these things, and she is getting improved, and she is also having a lot of skills, and like she's helping me out.
Awesome, awesome. Love the journey and like how the kids compliment and also critique your work so equally, and how that's still driving you to do better and more. So that's fantastic. Um, as a business, when you were running it, what were the initial challenges you face?
Initial challenges as well, as usual, like the eggless cakes, because egg cakes they will have a sponge, soft sponge, but the eggless, it's if you try harder and harder you will get the soft sponge. Whenever I used to get the Bhargavi, your soft, your cake is little bit hard and so it's not soft, it's not juicy, sometimes crumbly, sometimes dry. All the mixed comments I used to get from my clients, and sometimes, like what used to say, what they like. Slowly, for starting, when I made for my friend, friend of friend birthday, so they were asking for buttercream cake. Buttercream, obviously, I don't know that much pricey it will be that time. So at that time itself, it was like around $8 or $9, but I was charging just $30 for 8-inch two layer. But now I'm charging more than above that, like more than 100 and $110. So that cake, when I said 25, $35, Bhargavi, can you reduce it a little bit more? What? I don't understand. I'm doing baking for you guys, and I'm baking in my kitchen. And can't you understand that how much work I put? But still, these are the critics, like price, and also the taste, and also the like softness and everything. They will give the critics.
I totally get it. I totally understand. Like, it's always, we want always a good bargain, but we need to also understand the effort that goes into the work that, and try to find a good value for it. But I totally get it. I'm sure like a lot of people who start the businesses, like, any kind of a small business, when they run from home, baking or cooking, they will all have these initial challenges to set the correct price and do it. And you rightly mentioned those things. Yeah.
That's true, because still the people are like that. Still,
Mm.
whenever now I'm doing more professional, but still people are coming and bargaining like anything. Bargaining, can you do $5 or $10 less? Am I doing in a vegetable shop, or am I doing in grocery market? I don't understand. Like, see, if you want a good work and if you want a good taste, you should rely. If you are relying on us, you have to put forth how much effort we are giving. That you should appreciate that by giving the money. So we are not working for free, right? Because we are putting all the effort and all the scoldings from the husband, and also kids sometimes they'll be hungry, we have to feed them correct time. I will not be doing every time. Whenever I have the cake work, my husband will be like, when are you going to feed the kids food? Like, this happens every time. Still now, today also it was like hectic for me. I was having handling the work, I was not able to feed the kids. I was like angry with my husband, like, please help me out. You should say, if you want help from me, but without saying helping all these things, still I'm doing the work, because this work I love more. I'm doing it more,
Right, right.
so it's became a part of a body, like body parts in me.
Totally, totally. And like, I see the passion is what is driving it. But that kind of brings, you kind of get into the next topic that I have. So, how did your friends and family support you? How important was it? I
um,
know there are like every days you have these kind of, arguments with people back home, but to, kind of set this up, wow, how do you feel the support was, and how important do you think that is?
Earlier, I was not having any support from my family,
Mhm.
for sure, because when I started it, my husband was like saying that, "Oh, you need it. You don't need it. You can
Mm.
work." And my father was like, "I made you do biomedical instrumentation engineering, and you are working in the kitchen and doing baking. I don't like it. Do work, do work, do work." But the one and only support was my mom.
Mhm,
My
mhm.
mom, Bhargavi, I won't say anything. Anyway, if I say something, you'll scold at me. But I'm saying that don't strain. She only concerned about my health. If I do little bit, if I work for little bit like late or something, like my mom used to be like worried, how are you going to manage your kids because you are still young and you have to take care of your kids and all these things. I understand. At least her point of view is perfect. We can agree with that, because she also came from that same situation, because she used to do the kitchen work when she was in the school days itself. Her mom, my grandma used to make my mom work, and she used to study as well as she used to do the kitchen work. She used to do a lot of things. Now she is struggling because of that lot of work, and now she is like having body aches. And she recently 8 months or 1 year before, she did her arthritis surgery on both the knees. It was like stuff for her, because she did a lot of work when she was before marriage, and after the marriage she was doing a lot of work. So with that, she's having a wear and tear in her knees. So same thing, she don't want to have the same thing on me. So that's the reason she's telling me, Bhargavi, don't work too much. You have kids, you are still young, you just take care of it. Yeah, I agree, because whatever she say, that's true. But my dad, slowly, he started, okay, do like this. He was like started supporting me. Sometimes he used to give the critics, like, don't do that. Why you are doing and why you are straining. And sometimes I used to have a fight with my dad also, like, don't make me angry, because why you are saying like this, I'm getting feel upset. Don't do that. My one and only support was my friends, because they used to like push me. One of my friends, Suganya, she used to like whenever when I started baking the cakes, she used to support me. And I don't know how to take photos. So what I do is, every time I have to carry the cake, she'll be in there. She was living in my apartment only. So I used to carry the cake to her house, and then she used to take the pictures. I used to carry all the backdrops and everything with me. It will be like, and carry on. And soon she started, Bhargavi, you also start making the photo, so that you will also learn something. Then slowly, she gave me inspiration to start taking photos. Then she, Bhargavi, you change like anything. You are like taking photos so amazing. I said, you are my guru. So what can I say? This is what, like, my friends are my good critics. They used to support me a lot. And my husband, eventually he said, okay, yeah, she will not change the mind, she will eat the cake. Okay, fine. Whether he's supporting or not, at least he's helping me, like, can you get something this and that. He will get it, grocery stuff and these and that. That's it. Fight comes in between the cake also. You, every time you are baking 24 bars on, you are baking, that thing will goes on whenever we fight. So that happens, it's normal. That became a normal thing for me nowadays.
I know it's more than the support. I think there is also these challenges. I should have framed the question as, what are the initial challenges you faced from,
Initial
family and
challenge
such?
is my the baking. I don't know how to handle it. Earlier I used to struggle a lot, and I used to get lot of critics from my clients. And slowly, like, one by or the other, I used to scared whether I need to do baking or not. Earlier, sometimes, like, when I started around 2000, like 2019, like that. So I started 2018 on that year. So, like, I used to, like, after the 1 year, whenever the 1 year ends, whether I used to get whether I will be getting the clients or not, whether my clients like my cake or not, I'll be like worried. Because when you do more and more work, when you get more cake orders, then only your growth will be more. So when you get less cake orders, you don't have anything to do except the kitchen work and taking care of the kids and all the other stuff. But when you do more work, you will get more involvement in that, and then you'll be excelling more in that. So you will know, like, how we can manage. Like, if sometimes if they say, if the softness is not there, okay, then we have to put like this. If they say little watery, okay, then we have to do like this. And if you say right, dry and crumbly, okay, we have to do like that. So on the design was like, people never complained about my designs. Only the complaint they used to get is like dryness, little dry, something like that, not more than that.
I guess that's that. I think your designs were all like, your USP or your unique selling point. And the dryness, I understand you were like totally making it eggless. So there is a little bit of a challenge and a learning curve there. But I see how passionate you are about it, and that's what has kind of, how it drives you to do that, and it kind of makes you as a what is a person as a whole, and you're able to take in the challenges better when you have more work. So that
Yes.
is such a great statement. So a little bit about your business. I know you're running it from home. So what are the channels you advertise? And what are your, like, how do you ensure repeat business, and a little bit on what's your plan for future in your business?
Actually, my channel, I used to say it's like in Instagram,
Hmm.
Facebook.
Hmm.
So these are the two sources I do. Earlier, it was an Instagram only. With that, people used to come, and I used to put the advertisement in that, but mainly by mouth, by mouth. That's the only business when you are doing a baking or whatever, like cooking field, either baking or doing the treats or whatever, like, oh, Bhargavi did this much treats, Bhargavi do eggless. So like in that way only I got the orders, like people by mouth, like with the friends or friends together, if they meet and if they love the design, they will share my contact. Oh, this is a, can you share me the baker's detail, like this only I got the orders. But Instagram, it was like it was giving me having a lot of baker friends in the community. So in that social media like Instagram, I used to have a lot of baker friends with that. So how they do, how they are working, how their cake works are, and how nicely they are making it, like even Americans, they do so nicely. And they some, I used to admire some of the followers. They are like so amazing, they are so talented. I used to like admire, okay, at least we can achieve one like this one in future, something like that.
Right, right, right. That's a very nice that you got some inspiration from fellow bakers, because that's a nice place where you can actually learn and also share. And so how do you ensure repeat business? Like, of course, your taste. Yes, that's your that will definitely give you repeat business. But anything else that you go ahead and do, and what's your plan
Yeah.
for your future?
Future planning, planning, people are like asking me to take classes for the summer classes or the adult classes, baking classes. But I said, still, hey, see, still I'm in the learning process. I too don't know that much, I have to learn more, because I'm just doing baking and doing all the things for my clients whoever ask for the orders. But there are more still, like innovative, like when you say, if it is like a cake, if you are like, for example, what do you say, like even people are doing the sculptures, like a big giant sculptures with that like their dresses and everything all edible. Look at their work. Because I soon in future, like way long back is there, I can learn more, but still I'm saying like lot of things are there to learn. I need to learn more, because I'm planning to learn some like flowers, like edible flowers. I love that edible flowers. Like people are like liking the flowers. If I make more, because the textures and the it's look like so natural. Lot of zoners are like making the mm, edible figurine, and also the
Mm.
flowers, and some like modern art in the cake, like something
Right.
different and unique. Because I'm
Right.
getting bored with the cakes like team based, like Mickey Mouse, Minnie Mouse, Elsa, Anna, something like that. But I just want to make some unique designs, like modern texture designs, something. If people comes with an innovative ideas, we can give that. But I'm still learning. If people comes, I will learn. Otherwise I have to do some courses. Learning is a big thing. You can learn whenever, even if you are age old also you can learn. Learning is like continuous. So that's what my in future plan is, like my business, if it goes, it will go. In future, if I want to take it to the next level, I can teach the people like how to, like basic, how to frost the cake, how to make the cake, how to frost the cake, and how to do the cake nicely with a good finish texture, like finish touch. In that way I can make other people also to learn more, like people, they want to learn. but they are struggling the how to learn. In that way, I can make them learn in the future if they want it.
Awesome, awesome. Just love the way you're thinking about it, and really love the way that you think that you can there is no age limit for learning and everyone has to be learning, because it's very easy to say, "Yay, I did great. I know everything." But it's so, I think people have to learn that, being humble from you, like where you think that learning is just a continuous process and you're still working at it. And I'm so glad to hear that. I just got a sample of a few of your cakes. I'm just going to show it up. So, yeah, you said you're still learning. These look awesome, right from a little symbol or a line in between. And these are just a very few samples that I had picked up, some theme cakes, and yeah, most of the, what I say, a Chanel perfume cake. Wow. So, do you have, I see a lot of these yummy cakes. Do you have any interesting story that you can say about any of these cakes?
Mm.
Anything, any one episode, or like which you had fun creating, or you had inputs from your kids, or anything like that about any particular cake?
Particular, each cake have a story, but
Okay.
in particular, I don't have. But I can say one in one thing. So one of my client came with me. So she wants an engagement cake. She don't have the prior taste of my cakes. So she came to me, Bhargavi. Hey, I need a cake for my engagement. So she trusted me completely. So I said I never made three-tier cake in my life. I told her. So, Bhargavi, I'm giving you a full trust on you, and can you make it too good? She gave me two designs, and she wanted to incorporate one in one design with that color tone and with that like fondant birds and everything on that. So she said, "Can you make it?" Sure, but she wanted it the three flavors. I was like so tense. I was planning for more than 2 weeks what to get it and the molds to get it. Like 1 to 2 months, I started planning it, and I started working on the cake. And finally, the output was amazing. She said, "Bhargavi, it was amazing. Everyone loved it, and the flavor were outstanding. Thank you so much for making my engagement cake." That was the first comment. I was like, people are trusting me. When the people trust me, and if they give the 100 like full trust, then we can do our work so peacefully and so neatly, like with a good like what to say, like good designs and good flavors, and our full heart will be in there in that cake.
Well said, well said. I think that, the trust coming from the customer client plays a big role. That's awesome when you kind of put it. And I understand how, like, I think her wedding planning, how much she would have planned. I think you planned equally for her engagement, days together in terms of planning, and executed it so well. This is really, really great. So, what is your advice, or like, 2 cents that you would give to anyone else who's looking to start a career, not just baking, but anything, like, from the home, like a home setup, if they want to do cooking, baking, stitching, anything, or anything totally different? What is your advice to people who want to reinvent themselves?
My advice, I can say that don't underestimate yourself. That's it. It depends on your mind, definitely. If you do, you can do it, you will definitely achieve. That's not a big deal at all, because you can learn anything. Because everywhere you go, there is start. If you do want to do cooking business, and if you want to start something career on that, you can definitely search some like Google, YouTube. So many people are doing it. You can get it. But in that way, you can do anything, even for fitness or anything. It depends on your trust, how you are trusting yourself. When you trust yourself, you can definitely achieve anything in the world.
So well said, Bhargavi. And this is like awesome. And I'm so, so glad that, I got to talk to you. It was like totally from the heart. And you kind of are an inspiring story. Your story is very inspiring. And I'm sure a lot of our listeners, like, are going to enjoy listening to it. And as you say, they're going to start trusting themselves and then pick this up and start reinventing themselves. So, You have made it really sweet. Like, as you rightly said, reinventing yourself is also a piece of cake kind of a thing. You made it really sweet like that. Excellent, Bhargavi. Thank you so much for this time. You've kind of given us this kind of half an hour time to talk to us about about your journey. We wish you good luck, and hopefully we'll see you again when you launch your next phase of baking business, be it in terms of taking classes or a new kind of cakes, and where you have, like, doubled up on reinventing yourself and doing more. So good luck, and best wishes to you.
Thank you so much, Anu, for calling me. Like it was like so pleasure to meet and tell the people like you, hey, you have everything in yourself. You have to explore it. That's it. That's the only main motto in our all these home based works or whatever they are doing it.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Thanks a lot.